What is up, college baseball fans? Welcome to the weekend number 2 recap episode of the 11.7 podcast. Jack is here, Dimitri is here, and myself. Jack and I just got done with a weekend in Jacksonville. Well, I left early, but and showed up late. So, anyways, the layout of this show, we're gonna have story time with Jack, getting a big time job as the color commentator for the Jacksonville Classic series with Darren Vaught. He can tell us stories about practices on Thursday, the games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and post-game meetings with players and coaches. So story time with Jack. We all love that. We're going to start the show there. Then we'll move into the mid-major top 25 that we just released. And after that, all the storylines from this weekend, including Maryland Eastern Shore ending their 55-game losing streak. We will talk about that. Big moment for the podcast, big moment for we're going to take credit for that, by the way. We're going to take credit. Jack will take credit for it. And then we'll do midweek preview, and we will also, at the very end, some of you guys liked when we did it last year, we will pick the 6 weekend series pick'em series. Did I say that right? The 6 weekend series pick'em series for next week.
Yeah.
And you guys can hear the thought process there and how it goes down. So it'll be a fun episode. Brought to you by Home Field Apparel. I heard that maybe this promo code down in the right corner does not work. Somebody DM'd me and said that CWS25 does not work at Home Field Apparel. So I do know that CWS24 works currently, but I do need to talk to Josh and figure out if we can get that code active. But they're great. They've been the biggest partners we've had of all time in history of 11.7. They treat us right, and they treat you guys right as consumers. Anything that you guys want, they're always open to suggestions, and they just have the highest quality material, the retro, just anything, shirts, hats, pullovers, hoodies, jackets. They got it all. So check out homefieldapparel.com. They probably have your favorite team, and if you're just looking for some cool swag, you can get random boxes too from them. So they're great. All right, great. Jack, story time. Tell us about Jacksonville. Tell us about I would call it like a monumental moment in the ladder, your career path ladder, getting up to the Jacksonville Classic, color commentating. So I don't know. You have the floor here.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk.
It was a cool bucket list for sure. Hopefully not the last, but definitely the first SEC game I've ever called, which was a really cool moment. Getting to do some ACC stuff last year, you get the taste of like that kind of next echelon of baseball, and you realize when you boil it all down, it's the same dudes, which is what really makes it the coolest. And that became very evident even at that practice day on Thursday, getting to interact with the likes of Elliot Avant and Kevin Schnall at NC State and Coastal Carolina. But it's always really awesome when you meet guys that just freaking get it. And not to say that the other two didn't, but we joked about it on the pod last week. Justin Hare and Rob Vaughn, two of the youngest, brightest coaching stars in our game that could be twins, like just in their personality and the way that they attack each day. Alabama and Ohio State baseball fans should be ecstatic about the future of their programs. I'll start with Ohio State first. 1-5 on the season. If you were box score watching, you're going, man, what the heck's going on? It's so deceiving. It's insane. Like, this team is so fun, boys. Like, there's so many storylines. Like, Hare coming in and running it like Campbell, just the way that he always has. I don't want to belittle it by saying that he's running it like they're just going to work, man. BP, and they just go to battle, and everyone's having fun. A guy like Lee Ellis, a transfer of South Carolina who runs this weekend, the first that ended up being a game winner on Friday, the first of the Justin Hare era. And Lee Ellis is a guy that number 1 player in the state of Maryland, coming out of high school, highly recruited, doesn't get a great run at South Carolina a year ago, transfers in, and he's bat flipping. He's the pimp jobber on the bases. It's not disrespectful. It's like this explosion of emotion, of like happiness. And that's the best way I can describe like Ohio State baseball right now. Guy like Trey Lipsky and Tyler Petterini, like guys that have been there for 4 years, that have been there for really bad baseball. Now all of a sudden, like you can kind of see it, like that it's coming. They've scored double-digit runs in every game except for one where they score 8. But the bullpen is struggling, and that's why you're 1-5. And that's not to say easily fixable, but that's just going to take time. The Buckeyes are for real.
Their offense, I'm going to add to that. When I got to see them play this weekend, the offense is the real deal. And they've scored 8+ runs, I think, in every game so far this year, including those 3 they played against Arizona State. They have just the typical Justin Hare Campbell offense. Plays fast, they take extra bases, and they don't strike out. And like even their strikeouts, they make the pitcher work. So I'm really impressed. And if they had a somewhat decent bullpen, you're looking at a team that would have won the weekend against Arizona State, who I'm very high on, and they probably would have went 3-0 in this tournament. So Ohio State's in great hands. Give that coaching staff 2 recruiting classes, and they'll probably be on the top of the Big Ten, in my opinion.
They're frisky, man. And it feels belittling to even say small ball because they take these free 90s and they are electric, and it's like pass ball and a guy scoring from second base, that type of baseball. But they also led the Classic this weekend down in Jacksonville in home runs. Like, they left 2 runners on base today. Like, they're constantly executing with 2 outs. And I think it's because there's just this levity of having fun. But nobody's having more fun than the Alabama Crimson Tide right now.
Yeah.
Boys, this is happening. Like last year, you're walking into kind of a freaking not dumpster fire, but you're walking into a really precarious situation with what went down the year before. And Rob Vaughn from Maryland has come in and has gotten just his type of dudes. Starting with a guy like Brennan Norton, whose forearms are the size of my thighs, from Jacksonville State. Coach Vaughn said he's like the Kevin Millar of our ball club. And he's just got these really fun-loving human beings that love playing the game of baseball. And then in the central focus of it is maybe the most talented player in the country, in Justin LeBron. Gentlemen, he hit 2 baseballs today that looked like he was swinging a tennis racket. They literally hit the 2 3-run homers that went 424 feet to the exact same part of the ballpark. The clutch factor, the way that he fields it, runs it, throws it, like this is a 5-tool guy, and he's a superstar. But the fun, lovable idiots around him, right, have made him just one of the boys, and that's dangerous as hell. And I think it all stems from the top. You got a guy like Mikey Morrison, who won a national championship at Coastal Carolina, that's a recruiting coordinator and pitching guy. Like, they've got winners, and it feels like a Kentucky team from a year ago that's flying under the radar, that cares every day about winning. And if you wanted a dark horse in the college baseball world, look no underdog, and that's where it gets nasty.
Yeah, you brought that up to me. You brought that up to me yesterday, and I think we might have been in the bathroom or something together. And you were like, this Alabama team could be Kentucky from last year and just win the SEC regular season. I agree with that. You just see a lot of star power, but it goes further than that. Even when their back's against the wall, they're still having fun out there and playing for each other. And we saw that today when they were down 10-0, come back, win the game. I tip a cap to them.
Hey, what did you guys think about Justin LeBron at Alabama?
Stud.
This dude is stupid.
I mean, his backside home run he hit to take the lead over Ohio State was just a laser. Backside laser, dude, right center field. And he doesn't look like a big dude.
No, it's dude, he's 6'2", 180 pounds, and it's like that wiry, like athletic strength. Right? Like, it's wiry as heck. And what's scary is, like, the way that he goes about his business. Like, these are professional at-bats he's taking, where the whole weekend we were kind of waiting to see the superstar break out. And he's getting that preferential, like, I'm gonna pitch you backwards. I don't give a damn if we walk you on 4. And then you start, like, he never saw him try to swing the way out of it. And he just waited. Now with a 10-0 lead, if you're Ohio State, you go, hey, we can pitch with a lead. Yikes. He burned you twice, right? Then all of a sudden, you're knocking on the doorstep It's the biggest come from behind victory in Alabama baseball program history, 10-0. And in the 5th inning, I'm not even just saying that because the Ohio State bullpen woes. You're thinking to yourself, oh, they're not like, this is not comfortable for anybody here, right? He goes backside, but it was very fitting for the young man that hits the walk-off home run today. This kid named Will Hodo. College baseball junkies will remember his cousin Douglas Hodo at Texas, the center fielder. I was like, as a broadcaster, like, and really as an underdog, career 231 college baseball hitter, my first question to these coaches is, I know Justin LeBron. I know Quick on the mound. I know your superstars. Tell me the guy that needs love. How can I be the best ambassador of your program? Who represents this group? And he goes, Will Hodo. Will Hodo is Alabama baseball. He was here before me. They'll build a statue when I'm gone. Like, Will Hodo is the guy that like wanted to play for this program. When I arrived, he didn't want to leave. He takes nothing but professional ABs, like spits on everything, doesn't swing out of the zone. And for that guy to go 3-run Jimbo, talking to him after the game where I ask him, like, I hate to ask the captain obvious question, but biggest home run of your life. And he's almost like a little emotional about it. And like that speaks to what Peak Events built this week, where like their whole mantra was the best outside of Omaha. But when those boys like hoisted that trophy, you don't get to play for a championship often. And this is a team that wants to keep doing it. Like I didn't sip the Kool-Aid. I dumped it on top of my forehead like I won the Super Bowl today. I'm all in on the Tide.
Hey, you guys are saying Alabama might be the sleeper this year. I wanted to rewind a little bit and say Ohio State is my sleeper program for the next 5 years. I'm telling you, I think that program, I think that's going to be a top 10 team in and year out very, very soon. I mean, this is not just some big name school. This is the Ohio State University. I mean, kids love going to football program. Kids love going to school. Big football program make their fall more fun. It's a cooler school to go to. If you're saying I play at Ohio State, I think it's going to hit different very soon. I think Justin Harris is going to make it mean something to play baseball for the Ohio State University. And I really think the stadium is going to get upgraded really quickly, and that place is going to become a destination spot. Really, because I mean, dude, last weekend we saw with Arizona State, they had the lead in the 7th inning, two out of the 3 games. They could have easily won that series. This weekend, same story. They're that close, and I think once Hare learns his staff, finds his 3 or 4 Mr. Reliables, and he's going to run them out every weekend, every day, this team is going to start winning a lot of games. Things will start falling their way really quickly, and I think I'm really excited for that program.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I think you could find a bright side for every team in Jacksonville except for NC State. NC State, I don't want to pick on the Wolfpack because I actually picked them to go to Omaha this year. There was nothing to be excited about for that team. And of course, like Avant's going to have the boys ready in May, like he always does. They play well second half of the season every single year. But what I saw this weekend from NC State was concerning. There was no pop other than Justin DeCrisio, the shortstop.
DeCrisio.
He had some pop in there. But other than that, like there were some boneheaded errors in the field. They weren't the same excited team that I'm used to seeing NC State play. Like we saw them play last year against Duke, and they beat Santucci. And I think Avant said it best. There is no Pennington. There is no Amac. There is no Buttersworth. They're missing their core from last year's Omaha team. And even if they have this stud bullpen, scoring runs to get those guys in the game is hard for them to do right now. So maybe we had some fool's gold the opening weekend against Fordham, I think, when they put up 17 runs every game. It was a completely different team this weekend. I was disappointed in NC State, but I still believe in them. I got to ride with my Omaha pick.
Yeah.
They just got to start getting some runs generated.
I mean, when I look at NC State, I mean, their starting catcher, their freshman phenom, Cannon Peebles at Tennessee, anchoring the middle of that lineup, commanding that pitching staff. And it's just like, if NC State is losing guys to these bigger programs, I mean, it's just concerning. And I mean, it's one guy, but it's just like, this is a perennial college baseball program. NC State is a perennial program. And for them to be losing players to other programs, it's like, what's going on here?
Well, I'll only disagree with you here. And I think the silver lining for this group is like last year, you mentioned Makarevich, Buttersworth, and Pennington. Those were 1 year pit stops for all three of those guys, right? Like those were grad transfer guys that hit right away. Now the transfers that they have in this year, really tough. The Chris McHugh kid from VCU hit 2 baseballs 109 miles per hour this weekend. One was for an out. They've got really talented players, and that's where I disagree with you, Dimitri. Like, okay, they lose a couple guys, but like the guys they have in house are like they got this kid playing center field, Ty Head. That was the number 2 center fielder in the country coming out of high school. Like they have talent. Like I'm not.
I mean, I didn't say they don't have talent. I'm just saying they're losing little major core pieces. That you keep things tight. You know what I mean? You guy comes in.
The only difference I think. Keeping it tight, you're spot on. Keeping it tight is this year's transfer class are young sophomores, so like they don't have that necessarily leadership tool yet. But I think that means makes them a little dangerous. We're like that's only going to get better and better as the year goes on. But I am with you. Yeah.
That's. I mean, NC State's a perennial program. They're always going to have talent up and down that roster. It's just to be a national champion type team, national championship caliber team. You've got to keep it tight. You've got to keep it really tight. Like nobody's leaving Tennessee. People are coming to Tennessee. Nobody's really leaving. Like it's just I'm just using one program as an example. Like plenty of other ones that are very similar, but like Oregon State is another one. They're getting guys coming. Nobody's leaving. So this it just shows you how that gap is going to keep inching bigger and bigger as these programs become staples. So we'll see how it develops.
The only other team we haven't talked about in Jacksonville before we move on, Coastal Carolina, improved tremendously on the mound versus the last couple of years. Pitchers are throwing harder. It feels like, they had one bad game against Alabama where they gave up 9 runs on 3 hits, which was tough to watch. A lot of walks and hit by pitches and things like that. But to finish 2-1 on the weekend for them, only losing to Alabama, it's impressive. And remember, they took care of business week 1 against Washington, Kansas State, St. Joe's at their home field. So I know they get blown out in the midweek against College of Charleston. I think it's pretty safe to say like Coastal is going to compete for the Sun Belt title again. The pitching's there. We know they're going to play well at home. They are missing, as of right now, maybe a big bat in their lineup, that somebody that's going to hit 25 homers. I don't think have that this year, but they're going to have about 6 or 7 that hit between 12 and 15 homers.
No. I think Coastal's going to be just fine. I think we were pretty spot on with them about their lineup not being as talented as last year, but their pitching is better. So it's just going to depend on if they can both do well on the same day.
Yeah, Dimitri, your write-up on them was almost nails. Like their weekend rotation, the kid that transfers in from Virginia, McKay, on Friday nights, number 1 in Ks per 9 in the country. Same thing on Saturday, Came Fluky. He's got the highest fastball strike efficiency in the country right now, and that's at 95, 96. He's a sophomore. And then Riley Eichhoff, he's just their steady Eddie, reliable dude on Sunday, and I think he's got the best pitchability on the team. The big question mark is like the stuff is so good on Friday, Saturday. Can they throw strikes? Like that was the only bugaboo on Friday. They hold that Alabama team to 4 hits. They hold them to 4 hits and they gave up 9. The free passes killed them. But man, are they different on the mound. Like they're so different on the mound where when I called a couple of their games last year, it felt like they only had 1 or 2 guys they really trusted out of the pen. One of them's now at Miami and Will Smith. This year, they rolled out 11 guys and they were like, good. A couple blow-up innings on Friday night. But we also forget, too, they played 5 games in 4 days. So, like, I just think it was like, okay, cool. Like, that routine aspect of it that I couldn't really speak to what, Dimitri, you've experienced before throwing. They're going to be really good on the mound. Like, I think I was quick to say that Troy on the weekends was going to be head and shoulders better than everyone from a pitching standpoint. And Southern Misses looked good there, and obviously the Cajuns have looked good. But I slept on this Coastal pitching staff, man. Walking away this weekend, I got myself thinking from a depth perspective, whew, man. And they haven't even thrown Morrison yet, too. They got another like starter that'll throw in the midweeks. They're going to be loaded.
But
yeah, let's move on. So there was 2 other tournaments this week, and you would be, I think, if you would have made this prediction, or if anybody in the world would have made this prediction on Thursday, you probably would have been called a psycho to say, hey, Oregon State's going to finish last in Round Rock, and Kansas State is going to win and sweep through Arlington, and Oklahoma's going to go sweep through Round Rock. Like, there was just kind of like a big parody of this week with these tournaments.
wait, hand up. Who picked who did I pick to win Jacksonville?
I think I picked NC State, who finished last, which surprised the hell out of me. I believe you picked Ohio State to win Jacksonville, just for fun.
Alabama.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'm just on a heater right now.
Well, remember, I picked Oklahoma to win Round Rock, and then you guys reminded me that Oregon State was in the field, and I switched. I would have looked like the biggest idiot in the world.
That's right.
I was hyping up the Witherspoons and Cam Johnson and Oklahoma's offense
That's
this
the top
year.
10 team in the country.
Yeah, dude, they are so good, and they're not ranked in D1 baseball right now. We're talking Oklahoma here. Sorry, I know I've been bouncing around, but it would not surprise me one bit if they end up top, like between 10 and 15 in the rankings because of the resume right now. They look really good, guys.
Just plug them right into that 10 to 12 range, 10 to 13 range. Just put them in there. There's no reason to put them in at like 21 and say, yeah, they're good. They earn. Dude, put them where they belong now.
Yeah. They're going to be really interesting to follow in the SEC this year because that's a team that nobody was expecting preseason to compete. I think they were picked to finish 14th out of 16 in the SEC this year. They're going to be a top half easily. They're top 8 team, no questions about it.
But here's what they're going to have to learn how to do really quickly. The SEC, there's no off weekend. Even as bad as fucking Missouri has been, they will sneak up on you real quick and take 2 from you, as bad as they are. Kentucky, I mean, there's just no off weekend in the SEC. So for Oklahoma, you're going to get punched in the mouth one weekend. You got to get right back up and go play on the road in College Station. Or you get roughed up in College Station. You got to get up and go fight back and play at Founders Park in South Carolina. Like, there's just no off weekend. And that's just going to be my only concern for them is can they handle the gauntlet of the SEC schedule?
Yeah.
You cannot let the snowball pile on. You cannot let it get bigger. You got to just say, fuck it. Move on.
That goes both ways, though, right? Now, teams can't take Oklahoma lightly either. Somebody's got to win the weekend series.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying how far Oklahoma can go in SEC play is going to be up to short-term memory. You have a big old weekend. You sweep somebody big time. Hey, nobody gives a shit. Next weekend, you get punched in the mouth real quick. So it's just get used to that real quick. And I think this team has the pitching to survive in the SEC.
Yeah. All right. So let's move a little bit off of Oklahoma. Obviously, great weekend for them. Are we concerned about Virginia? 3-3 to start the year. They have not scored runs. Just been really bad offensively. And this was a team preseason ranked number 2 in the country. Everybody was talking about the bats that they're returning, and lineup looks stacked this year. Like they lose to Michigan, they lose to Oklahoma, they lose to Oregon State, and they're scoring like 2 runs a game. It's not good.
Wow.
Are we concerned or no?
4 against Michigan, 3 against Villanova, 7 against Rice, 2 against Oregon State, 4 against Minnesota, 4 against Oklahoma. I mean, yeah, it's cold. I mean, I'm sure they'll be just fine, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be concerned yet.
Yeah. I'm not hitting the panic button, right? Like, I can't. We're not allowed to. Like, he's proven time and time again that no matter where they are in the season, they're going to be in the hunt every time. It happens every year. So I'm not ready to hit the panic button, especially with the bats. Like, I feel like it's more alarming when your arms look troublesome early on in the season. There are some other ACC teams that I'm a little bit concerned about with the way that they're winning and losing games that I'd be more inclined to raise an eyebrow, but not this UVA team. O'Connor's too good.
Mhm.
And again, they booked their reservations for Omaha, it feels like in January. So not yet. Call me in 2 weeks.
I am somebody that loves to push the panic button week 2, though. That's just who I
Yeah,
do it
that's
every
true.
year. I find any reason in the world to like
If
pick a
you're-
team like Virginia. Let's just hammer the panic button right now.
If you're concerned about Virginia's offense, that means you're concerned about Texas A&M's offense, and which is, I think, both are very premature things to do right now. I mean, that's just my opinion on
Panic
it.
button on A&M. I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
Dude.
Hey,
Dude.
you guys remember what I said before? We're off topic here, but you remember what I said? I'm concerned about Texas A&M with the first-year head coach with Early, and I'm not saying anything about A&M's like you should be concerned yet, but I'm just saying it's just difficult. It's not easy. So we'll see. But back,
Ben, did you see what he did? He goes, "Yeah, I'm not concerned, but like I'm just saying, I did say if we want to be concerned, I wrote up the fact that we could.
I think Virginia's pitching good. So if anything, the bats will heat up as the weather heats up, in my opinion. So pitching is fine. That's
Do you guys dare me to text Coach Early right now and like just a picture of a panic button and me hitting it?
Go for it.
No, I won't do that. But it would be funny.
I think Oregon State is concerning though.
Why is that?
You just don't lose to Minnesota, man. You just do not lose to Minnesota.
It's not bad, dude. Like they
Okay,
should have beaten Houston 2 out of 3 on the road opening weekend, and then like they played fine. They have some studs on that team. The guy that hit 2 homers today put one 450 feet away, dead left field, upper deck.
Okay, but we're talking Oregon State and Minnesota. Like you just don't lose to Minnesota if you're Oregon State.
Sunday,
That's all I'm
dude.
saying.
Anything can happen on a Sunday. I'll tell you this: I'm not worried about Oregon State.
Baseball.
They did beat a good. I think Xavier is good, and they smashed them last weekend. So,
Oregon State will be fine.
They'll be fine.
Can we talk Kansas State here real quick?
Hey,
Is it just me? But when you close your eyes and you picture Kansas State in Globe Life, they never lose.
Seems like it, huh?
yeah.
I think last year they went undefeated in Globe Life. This year they're 3-0. They just don't lose in Globe Life ever. Don't fact check me, anybody. Don't.
I think they lost in the Big 12 tournament, but that's pretty much the only thing I can remember.
No, didn't they win it? Didn't they win it last year?
Yeah, but I think they lose one game.
No, they didn't. They didn't win. They didn't win it last year. But I think they went on a
Yeah,
run.
they didn't win the Big 12 championship.
Anyway, what do you want to say?
In my head, they don't lose in Globe Life. That's when I close my eyes, Kansas State always wins in Globe Life.
If we think Kansas State is really good, that means Coastal's really good.
I didn't say I thought Kansas State was really good. I said that they just don't lose in Globe Life. And they could play the Texas Rangers there. They could play the Texas Rangers there, and they would win.
I like that.
I mean,
I forgot. Did anyone else forget that D. Kennedy was there? D. Kennedy was sick over the weekend.
Talk about Michigan. Michigan was like, oh my God, everyone's like, Michigan good after their weekend in Puerto Rico. They go 0-3 and get swept in Globe Life. I mean, obviously they play 3 really good teams, but this is just college baseball, man. You can't overanalyze every weekend.
I'll overanalyze something. What's up with the number 1 team, Texas A&M, the number 2 team, Virginia, and is Arkansas number 4 or 5?
Arkansas is 5. Arkansas is 5.
Why do 3 of the top 5 teams in the country not know how to hit?
LSU at 3. Did you say them?
No.
Yeah, LSU.
I'm saying that. Why is it the number 1, the number 2, and the number 5 team in the country don't know how to hit the baseball? Because Arkansas can't hit the baseball either.
When is the last time Arkansas could hit?
Parity.
19 or 21. When they had
Robert. They had Robert.
Robert Moore. They had Heston Kirkstead. They had the dude that hit the walk-off bomb in, I think, a regional. What was his name? It used to be part of our
Nebraska. Against Nebraska. You're talking about 2021, I think.
Yeah.
And then they had, what's his name as shortstop? Anyway, yeah, Arkansas just can't hit the last couple of years. I don't know why, because their pitching is probably top 3 in the country. But whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still early.
Hitting's hard.
Hitting is hard.
It is hard. Check out me and Jack's career batting averages. It's impossible, dude. Hard to hit. No.
Yeah, 231, no big deal.
Yo,
Arkansas,
let's move on from the tournament.
No, wait. I want to talk about TCU and Arkansas. Like, that game was fun to watch, and Flow Sports did a good job. People give Flow a lot of hate, but it wasn't like it was a good broadcast. I watched it on my phone. The Arkansas wins 2-1 over TCU. I think we're going to see both of those teams in a super regional for sure, possibly Omaha. I'm a believer in both the coaching staffs. I think that hitting is something that will come around at some point when the lineup gets established and guys know their roles. It was all playful with me talking about A&M can't hit, Virginia can't hit, Arkansas can't hit. At points in the season, they will be able to hit. But anyways, I just thought that Arkansas losing to Kansas State did shock me a good bit because K-State was stroking the ball. That's all my thoughts. I didn't watch those tournaments as closely just because I was in Jacksonville too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm over these tournaments. It's time. I want to see some 3-game series against teams again. The tournaments are fun, but I'm over them.
All right. You guys want to get into storylines or mid-major top 25 here?
Storyline.
All right. Number 1 storyline. Maryland Eastern Shore
Hey.
ends the 55-game losing streak. And we were following along through text message. Jack does not have to pee himself, right?
The pants are safe.
Pants are safe.
Let's go.
Guarantee lives on. Yeah, look, we were following
I
along
wasn't really sure
together, and we were just counting down the outs. When they were up 11-5 or whatever it was, it's like, dude, 9 outs away. They're going to do it. And sure enough, they did. So congrats to them. Let's see if they can put a win streak together pretty soon.
Nope, they lost today.
I know, but they can – I don't know. They can win a couple of these games coming up. Not a crazy hard schedule. So congrats to them. All right, other storylines here. What is Missouri doing? Missouri gets in a Friday night dogfight with first they get smacked on Thursday by UCF. Friday, they're in a dogfight with Florida A&M. They pull out a win, I think, in extra innings. And then Saturday, they lose 10-2 to Alabama State. What's up? Like, why can't Missouri be good?
Why is Missouri playing an HBCU tournament? That's what I don't understand.
Well, it's the Andre Dawson Classic, and
it's an HBCU tournament, is it not?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it might be.
It is out in Arizona.
Yeah, it's an HBCU tournament.
I mean, that's besides the point. It doesn't matter who they play. Like, they're playing not great teams and beating or losing to them. They're not playing good baseball. Is Missouri going to win any series this year in the SEC? Probably not.
Should we guarantee it? Over
Guarantee a Missouri series
over
win?
1.5 SEC series win.
Under.
They might get one.
Under.
Yeah, they're gonna get one, but one.
All right. Hold on. I have Missouri's schedule right in front of me. Guy.
We did this last year. Do you remember doing this last year?
We did this last year. Remember? Yeah. Let's do it real quick. All right, here we go, boys.
Let's do it again.
Here we go, boys. Oh, come on. What are we doing?
You keep giving us a here we go, boys, but there ain't nothing up.
I said, here we go.
Why?
Hey, while Dimitri's looking it up, can I give my favorite storyline of the weekend?
Sure.
My mid-major team of the weekend. Bryant. Ben, you fell in love with them last year. I jumped on the bandwagon. Their first ever win against a Power 4 school against UCF this weekend on Sunday. But if you go back and look at the box scores, man, they lost by a run yesterday on Saturday and on Friday as well. Friend of the family, Luke DeLongchamp, without the S, shoves on Friday night. He's the preseason pitcher of the year in that conference. Had another good outing. They should have almost swept UCF. And
What do you mean they lost 2 out of 3?
Shout out to Bryant.
So that was
they lost by a run on Friday and Saturday.
That was their first Power 4 win of all time.
That's what it said on their socials.
There's just no way that's true.
It might be true.
Do you think Bryant social?
All right, here we go. What do we got here?
We got Missouri schedule.
All right. Hey, guys, I jumped the gun. First ever Big 12 win. I thought it said Power 4. It said Big 12. I'm wrong. Reading is hard, but still cool. Shout out to Brian.
So Missouri is at LSU. We're going to do this quickly because nobody cares about Missouri baseball right now. At LSU, that's a loss. Home against Ole Miss, that's a loss. Home against Texas, you're losing 2 out of 3. At Arkansas, 2 out of 3, you're losing. At Florida, you're losing 2 out of 3. Oklahoma at home, you're losing 2 out of 3. At Alabama, see ya. Georgia at home, see ya. At A&M, see ya. Mississippi State at home, probably see ya.
That was really heavy hitting stuff right there.
Yeah, you ain't winning 2 SEC series, Missouri.
Hold on. Let's just say they win this Mississippi State one somehow. All right. I can see them shocking people and winning one of these 2 in Columbia.
Texas or Ole Miss at home.
What?
Texas or Ole Miss at home.
I can see it.
All right. Well, that's enough Missouri baseball talk. They embarrassed me. Not embarrassed me personally, but just I was embarrassed for them. Just being in these dogfights with not very good teams. Anyways, how about we give a shout out to Tristan Levesque? 10 innings pitched, shutout baseball against Oregon, and that was to win the series against Oregon because they won the night before. Rhode Island almost takes the series against Oregon, which would have been shocking to say the least. And so Rhode Island already has a 36-22 game this year. They've beaten Oregon on a Friday night game, and then they also have the storyline of Tristan Levesque, 10 innings pitched, 0 runs, and they lose in the 11th.
On a candy hop ball to short, dude just got so nervous and just freaking just choked it into the ground, and they lost.
Yeah. All right, some other upsets that happened this week. Cal Poly, congratulations, Dimitri. You were right about that. You said no way Texas A&M sweeps. Cal Poly's good program, and they win today. So good. Now, also, Dimitri, what do you have to say about Southern Miss?
What is there to say about them?
Well, I wanted to go. I wanted to go peanut butter and jelly right there. Give you a compliment, and then let's get to the sticky stuff now. Southern Miss beat Louisiana Tech bad the first 2 games. They lose game 3, so La Tech salvages.
They're just not good enough to sweep. That's what it comes down to. They're just not good enough to sweep.
What a spin zone there. Not good enough to sweep.
They look great, man. They can pitch. They can pitch with anybody in the country. But hand up, we said that they were going to be good at pitching. We always knew they were going to be good at pitching. I just was concerned about their lineup, but everyone keeps tweeting at me about how they can hit. Fine. I will believe in them when I see them really hitting, and I think they're doing a good job of that right now. So it is what it is.
I don't think you're giving their lineup enough credit. They actually can hit a good day. This isn't a slap hitting Southern Miss team. This is a gap to gap launch balls over the fence. So
yeah, they're showing me every day in and day out. They're showing me that I was wrong about their lineup, which is great. I like when Southern Miss is good. I just was being unbiased, and I thought their lineup was going to be a question mark this year, and it's turning out to not be. But if it's April and they start struggling at hitting, I'm going to be very fucking loud. If they start struggling in April, I'm going to be really loud about it. But for now, I'm wrong. But this is a very fluid situation.
I agree. All right, speaking of gap to gap and launching balls over the fence, looking at the box scores from this Western Carolina versus Maryland series, laugh out loud funny. No other way to put it. Western Carolina wins the series at home. Huge win for them. SoCon team hosting a Big Ten team, winning 2 out of 3. But your one loss, you lose 35-12. The ball was flying in Cullowhee, North Carolina. It blew, like jam shots were going over the fence. Also, funny story about Cullowhee. I put on an absolute clinic in BP 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was swinging the 34 in BP. I usually swung a 33. I broke out the 34 and was just launching balls off the mountain. They probably still talk about it to this day. Great place to hit. Great place to hit in Cullowhee.
Hey, speaking of what an absolute shit show we've seen in college baseball right now, UConn loses to FAU 25-17, come back to win today. They lost the series, but what is up with these 20, 25, 30 run scores and then coming back to win the next day? That's only in college baseball where you find that.
I got another team for you. I got UConn in my Omaha 8, and I got Duke in my Omaha 8, and those two teams are having a real fun roller coaster ride right now.
Yeah, hey, boys, our Omaha 8s don't look great to start the year. And Duke, what a clunker by Duke on Friday to Cornell. Cornell's first game of the season. And, I get it. Duke loses 2 out of 3 last weekend to Cincinnati. That probably shocked them a good bit. And then Cornell gets to play their first game of the season. They beat you pretty good. So, but Duke did end up winning the series, which, I mean, it's a win. Win for them.
Hey, to get no hit through 6 against Cornell. Meanwhile, Florida State was absolutely pummeling Penn with just chest kiss. We don't lose to Ivy League teams like this. But to get no hit through 6 while losing 10-0, it's just embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah. We all have 2 teams on our Omaha 8s that are just the worst. I have ECU and NC State who are just both dead. I'll talk about ECU in a little bit. They've actually – I'll do it right now. East Carolina, to me, is not a home run pick, but it's a foul ball. What they did this weekend, they hit a couple long foul balls that weren't home runs, but you feel good. Ooh, I connected well. They lose 2 close games. 2-0, and then they blow a lead today. ECU's not that bad, and I think North Carolina is pretty good. So, anyways, but NC State's
I agree. Team.
Oregon for me, they've lost 2 Friday nights already.
That's not good.
No, Arkansas can't hit. Virginia can't hit. Pathetic.
Arizona State, if they make it, your whole entire thing is valid. It is a slam dunk win if Arizona State makes Omaha, because nobody had Arizona State on their board.
Well, they blew a lead to Oral Roberts on Friday. Really upset me.
Was that That was an expensive blown lead too, huh?
Nope. Dimitri, let's talk about your Omaha 8. You got a couple clunkers in there. Nebraska, not great so far.
Terrible.
Now, Arizona did bounce back from a tough week 1 to sweep San Diego. Good for them. Defend the home turf. They might be live again. They might be back. But do you think Tulane? What are your thoughts on Tulane? Are they getting to Omaha?
It's going to take a lot for them to get to Omaha. I'm right where I was 2 weeks ago. If they get the right regional draw, they have a shot. And then they just need to get they need to get Indiana State in the super regional, and they have a shot. Basically what it comes down to. And my thoughts have not changed. It was a swing for the fences pick. Same with Dallas Baptist. They haven't been unbelievably great. They gave up 11 runs in the 9th inning to Rio Grande Valley. So it's whatever. But I don't regret those picks yet. I think the Nebraska pick is questionable, though. I
don't know how to put this, Jack, but we might need to Mandela affect our audience with this UConn pick that you had. We might need to just replace it right now and hope that in May nobody remembers.
No. Don't let UConn.
We're always
do not let UConn do this to you. They do this every year. They schedule ridiculously hard out of conference. Everyone's like, "Oh, UConn sucks." They sweep through the Big East. They make a regional. They ruin your favorite team's regional, and they're in a super. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. UConn is right where they want to. They are right where they want to be.
Yeah, I sure hope so, because I got a feeling that I'm Freddie Fade, like just fade the living hell out of me, because I think I jumped on the UConn bandwagon when like everybody usually jumps off it, and it feels like this is completely my fault because this is not a good start, fellas.
Whatever.
Not at all.
Any other storyline, Ben?
Yeah, I got a couple questions I want to ask you. Well, one, Liam Doyle, what he did Friday night, it was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Just blowing it by guys. It must be great to be that good at something, because he didn't even break a sweat. What was it, 15 strikeouts and out of 17 outs? Just mowing hitters down. All right, I want to ask you guys a question. Who's the best team in the ACC right now? Florida State, or is it North Carolina?
I think you have to go with Florida State right now.
Really?
I mean, North Carolina played a tougher schedule. Clemson played a decently good schedule. They played a great.
Clemson was the third team. I didn't write it down. I should have wrote it down. Clemson is also up in the.
Clemson played a great opening weekend in Arlington, so they played great schedule. But Florida State, they look real. I mean, having Jamie Arnold on Friday night, you're starting every weekend 1-0.
Yeah. What do you think, Jack?
Love North Carolina. I'll take DeCaro. I'll take DeCaro over Jamie Arnold on a Friday night today. It feels silly to say out loud, but today I'll do it.
All right.
I like Carolina too a lot.
Couple more things.
Yeah.
Omaha upsets LSU on Saturday. Big win for the Bulls. That's a good.
The Mavericks.
Tight coaching staff. Oh, the Mavs, not the Bulls. I'm so sorry. Who are the Omaha Bulls? Is that like a minor league basketball team?
Durham Bulls, Omaha.
I think it's like
Storm Chasers.
No, I think it's like their Arena Football League team.
I think you're right. I don't know why. It just rolled. I know they're the Mavs, but rolled off the Bulls. But I'm pretty tight with their staff, and like it's a young staff, hungry staff. Evan Porter, I think, will be a Power 4 coach one year, and then Darren Ruff, former major leaguer, teaching those boys how to hit, and they were having fun at LSU. They weren't intimidated. I know they lose the series, but that one win sticks out for those guys. Like they'll remember.
It means a lot.
Yeah, and it's not, and like LSU doesn't suck, guys. LSU's gonna be just. You lose a game to a good program, up and coming program, you just tip a cap, move on.
Yep, I think we should have said the exact same thing for Texas A&M. Cal Poly had a great ninth inning today. You were 3 outs away from a sweep. You had a great ninth inning. Tip your cap. That's just baseball. I mean, I would not be worried.
Yeah. All right. Last thing that stuck out. Well, there's two things. Both had to do with our weekend series pick'em. Xavier should have swept Liberty. They are a better team than Liberty. Now, they blew a 7-run lead on Friday. So they only won 2 out of 3. But I was really impressed going back and watching the clips or the archived video. Xavier is going to be a pain in the Big East this year.
They're winning. I think they're winning the Big East this year.
I think they're the clear favorite right now with UConn struggling. I think they're the clear favorite to win the Big East.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Liberty looked good. We know Liberty's going to be a good team. Xavier battled with Oregon State last week, and I think they were tied or had a 1-2 lead on Oregon State late, and they blew it. But I think Xavier is going to be getting better every weekend. They're going to be a tough out in May.
And then another team that's battle tested already through 2 weeks, UC Irvine. They go into Lubbock and have home run derby against Texas Tech, and they just ended up hitting more homers than Texas Tech did. So Texas Tech starts the year 1-5. Not a good start for them. But Irvine, on the other hand, what are they? 4-3, but
3-3.
4-3.
Oh, 4-3. Yep.
4-3, but all of their wins are impressive. And like they had the Vanderbilt game 1, and they gave up a 3-run homer. So I don't know. I'm a big believer in the Anteaters and what they're doing. And Jack, I know you talked with Coach Orloff last week in Arizona, and he loves what he has. So to go on the road and win in Lubbock, that's impressive.
Before Jack goes, I just want to say I'm more impressed with Irvine keeping up offensively in these shootouts. They lost 15-12 to Texas Tech yesterday, but it makes me very comfortable to back that team, knowing that they can go swing for swing, punch for punch with these teams because their pitching is going to end up being just fine. So to get in a slugfest with Texas Tech and win one of them is really hard to do in Lubbock. They know how to win there, and I'm really impressed that UC Irvine back-to-back weekend, tough, back to the wall. They survived.
Yeah. No, they're by far the best offensive team in the Big West, without question.
Yeah, I thought that was perfectly said. I got nothing else. Chase Call's a dog. I said it last week. I say it again this week. It is funny to think that we're at a place in time where majority of the picks in our weekend series pick 'em were on Irvine in Lubbock. I think that has more to do with Irvine. I think Tech will be fine. I still think the Big 12 is wide open for the taking. So who knows what the heck will happen.
We'd be talking very differently about Irvine right now if they just don't give up a grand slam to Vanderbilt last weekend. They'll be 5-3, like 3 top.
Oh, man.
Be 5-2.
5-2.
Anyways, dude, the Big 12. Let's talk about the Big 12 real quick. Kansas 7-0, good start for Kansas. Houston gets weekend series wins against Minnesota. We saw Minnesota compete this weekend, and also go on the road to Cal, win 2 out of 3. Houston looks like a dark horse threat. Baylor starts the year 6-0. They lose to Gonzaga today in extras, but easily could have won that game. I think Baylor is a scrappy bunch. That I don't. Here's a hot take. I don't think Baylor gets swept this year in Big 12 play. Is that a hot take?
I think it's a hot
prediction.
Everybody gets swept once.
Less than 1.5 sweeps. Baylor will not get swept. How about this? Baylor will sweep as many or more than they get swept. They're going to be a scrappy bunch.
I'm cool with that.
I can roll with that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the Big 12 and the Big 10 are not as far off from the SEC and ACC as people might think.
Ben, you were spot on in Houston. You said that was going to be a frisky group. Nobody in the world thought they were going to go out and win at Cal. That was that's a Houston team with a couple more pieces.
Wait a minute. Were you just setting yourself up there?
No, but you said it at the beginning of the season.
But you were the only person on the D1 baseball graphic to pick Houston to win that series, and you got shouted out by the Cougs.
Let's go. Hometown kid. Hometown kid doing big thing.
For the brand. Yeah, dude, they are a fun team. I thought that it feels like they're a team that's kind of frisky. They made a couple weird, fun portal moves. I did not mean to inadvertently bring it back to me, but I do appreciate the give and go, sir.
Yeah, good little pick and roll there. All right. Any other storylines from this weekend? We got to do midweek preview and then pick the 6 series.
Hey, Honolulu regional is still alive, boys.
The NCAA is shaking in their boots right now. How are we going to get 3 teams on a plane after Selection Monday and get them there by Friday? And that's going to cost $1 million. That's what I'm rooting for. Give me chaos. Honolulu regional.
They're all going to meet up. You're going to have 3 teams rolling 40 people deep, sitting in one terminal in LAX airport. They're all going to be on the same plane, and they're going to fly across the Pacific to Honolulu. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, 7-1 start for the Rainbow Warriors. And the schedule is there. Like, the step 1 is complete. They have to win the weekend against Northeastern. They got to win 3 out of 4 or sweep. They got to win 3 out of 4 against Oregon State late in the year or sweep. They have UC Santa Barbara, UC Irvine, and whoever else, but I think they're all at home. So the path is there, fellas. A Honolulu regional would not only change college baseball, it would change college athletics because the NCAA might get bankrupted. I'm being serious.
Wait, one more team I wanted to bring up. South Florida impresses me. Back-to-back weekends, series win over Iowa, series win over Georgia Southern. They got screwed out of a sweep today on a bogus phantom replay. But I think Mitch Hannah's going to have that program. Just like we talked about Justin Hare at Ohio State, I think Mitch Hannah's going to have South Florida rumbling really quickly.
That's why it's so important to have a good head coach. The head coach is everything, and the proof is in the pudding. Justin Hare goes from Campbell to Ohio State. They get significantly better in the 6 months it's been. Same thing with South Florida. Mitch Hanna's ton of success at Indiana State, goes to South Florida, instant success. It's all about the coach and who the coach surrounds himself with and who those assistant coaches go and put on the team. That's what it is.
I agree. Ben, any other are we doing mid-major rankings now?
Yeah, I mean, so do we just want to go? Let's just talk about the new teams in it. There's 4 new teams. If you want to see the whole list, it's on all of our social media pages.
On the website,
we added 4 new teams. We'll tell you why they were added in. And there was some shuffling amongst like the rest of the 21 teams that didn't enter or get exited out. There was some shuffling, but nothing too drastic. So 4 teams that were added in. UAB might have made this might be their first mid-major top 25.
They've been in it. They were in it 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, they were? Okay. Well, I was going to congratulate them there. But they move into the 23 spot. They're 6-1 this year. Great start for the Blazers. San Jose State, I think we just missed them last week. They should have probably been in last week after a weekend win in Lafayette. But they go and sweep this weekend. They're 6-1 in the 21 spot. South Florida, we just talked about them. Weekend wins 2 out of 3 wins against Iowa and against Georgia Southern. That puts them at 19. And then Florida Atlantic, low-key one of the best resumes out there. They're 6-1, sweep against Delaware, win midweek against Miami, and then they win 2 out of 3 against who? Creighton, maybe? No.
UConn.
No, they sweep UConn, right?
No, they lost today.
Oh, yeah, 2 out of 3. They blew it today. But, yeah, with Florida Atlantic, they're mashing baseball. So they're 6-1 in the 18 spot. So those are the 4 new teams in there. Dallas Baptist remains number 1. I think Southern Miss made the biggest jump from 9 to 5, maybe, from the 9 spot to the 5 spot. But the rest, I mean, just mix and match. So something else I want to give a shout out. 17 teams remain undefeated. Florida State, South Carolina, North Carolina, Purdue, Tennessee, High Point, Alabama, Western Kentucky, West Virginia, Florida, Oklahoma, Kansas, Stanford, Murray State, Utah, VMI, and Yale. Who's everybody's pick to stay undefeated the longest? I'm going to go first. I'm going to say Tennessee.
Yo,
I got a sexy pick.
I think
Go ahead, Dimitri.
Utah just gave up. They just blew the lead in the bottom of the 8th. They're about to lose to UC San Diego and be no longer undefeated. So,
oh my gosh, we jinxed them.
Jack, who's your pick?
I'm going sexy. The boys in purple. Give me High Point. Non-con. Getting ready for Big South play. I'll take High Point.
Boys, let's pull up the old High Point schedule. Let's see what we got in front of us here, Jack. How on point are you here?
Well, I know who they have this weekend.
I don't know, but
it's Mercer. They ain't staying undefeated this weekend.
Oh, good.
They get the Mercer Florida A&M Classic round robin tournament. How great!
They need to get through Toledo and Queens the next 2 days. Next 2 days, they got Friday night showdown with the Bears.
I'm more worried about Mercer than I am Georgia in the midweek, if that tells you anything.
Should be. Mercer 6-1.
Hey, that undefeated record is ending real quick.
Yep. Just for giggles here, pull up Tennessee's schedule. I really think they're going to go undefeated until SEC play and probably still start 11-0 in SEC play.
Who, Tennessee?
Tennessee is so good this year, guys.
Right.
They're so good. Very good.
They're so good. All right, here we go. Ooh.
Uh-oh. Well, there's a frisky one on Friday.
They're gonna sweep this.
Yeah. They have North Alabama midweek, and then they go Oklahoma State, Rice, Arizona, Radford, Xavier on a Wednesday could be sneaky. In Tennessee and Vitello,
they're more likely to lose.
They lose like a random midweek every year. I think Tennessee Tech 2 years ago, they lost to Northern. Who was? They lost to somebody last year that was random. Lipscomb maybe. I don't know. But then they have the Bonnies, West Georgia, and then Florida.
Whoa. Hey, I need to say something about St. Bonaventure. They're good. I think they're going to win the what are they? The American East.
Whoa. No, they're in the conference. That means
they have a
more.
couple losses. But this is a good team. I think they can win the A10. They have some good pieces.
I couldn't even tell you who the favorite in the A10 is right now. Everybody that was supposed to be good is not good.
Well, they have a first round pick on Friday night. He hit 102 this weekend, I think, or 101, something like that.
What? At St. Bonnie's?
Michael Salina.
Where'd they get him?
He hit 102.
What?
Where'd they get him from?
I don't know, but he's going to be a first round. He might be a first round pick this year. He's like 98, 99.
Why is he? Wait, hold on. I'm not calling cap, but like, what? Why is he there?
I don't know, but he's gonna smash your George Mason Patriots in 3 weeks.
All right, let's do another one. We didn't get to Uber Eats bet on our SEMO Austin P. I'll do anything on the Bonnies and the Pats.
Anyway, Ben? All right, yeah. Tennessee's going undefeated before they host Florida.
Cool.
So they got Florida and then Alabama. Yeah, dude, like this is a 50-win team. They're so deep. The lineup does not drop off.
Bro, can you?
I couldn't even tell you who their best hitter is.
Like
It's that deep.
Stop saying deep like that.
Huh?
You keep saying
way too deep. Hey.
All right. Let's do our midweek preview and then let's do our 6-weekend series and let's get out of here. So if you're just a casual fan of the show, you could probably stop listening right now. The rest is going to be us arguing and figuring out, like, it's probably the most entertaining thing we do. But if you don't like immaturity, then you need to stop listening right now. So pull it up, Dimitri. Let's pull up midweek preview.
Dude. Yo, by the way, the Bonnies got beat by Morehead State this weekend.
I literally just showed the whole world that their schedule that they lost 2 out of 3. I still think they can win the A10.
No. Oh, you're upset with me repeating what you just said? I wasn't done. Seeing nothing about a 102-mile-per-hour thrower, by the way. Not a thing.
I think you might have made that up.
I like to make things up.
They got a guy that hit it. They got a guy that hit a ball 102 miles per hour. I'm looking at on Friday night.
Michael Salina throws like 97 to 100. Anyway, midweek, let's go.
No, dude, I'm looking up Michael Salina right now. I don't care about midweeks.
No, we're not done with it.
He's a George Mason transfer.
Yeah, we just told him we were going to.
He's a George Mason transfer.
Then, Jack, how do you not know him?
Michael Salina? I don't know. I guess I'm a bad alumni.
2023.
Michael Salina is going to be a first-round pick. According to the wizard Azad Earl, I'll show you guys the 2025. All right,
I don't know. We got to make some calls up to George. Okay, I found him. I was wrong. We're gonna have to call the George Mason NIL Collective. How we let this guy out the door.
Here you go.
All right, midweeks. Here we go.
Here we go.
No, different one.
Oh.
All right, we got to remember this is a podcast. So yes, what is he ranked? What does Azad have him ranked on our draft board?
91 right now.
So he's projected at least a 10th rounder. You're the 91st best college player. There's a ton of high schoolers. There's a bunch of D2s, NAIAs, JUCO guys.
All right, whatever.
He's going the 7th round.
Okay, he's the top 5 rounder. He's the top 5 rounder that's gonna move up into the top 3, top 2 round. Look at that. Sat 92, 95, tucked 98 in 2024. Been into the triple digits since.
All right, cool. Well, I'm excited to watch him.
There you go. If you want to find a reason to watch St. Bonaventure baseball, be my fucking guest.
Yep. Pull up the midweek. I'm going to pick 3 upsets here that are 100% going to happen.
Okay.
Scroll down. Richmond could beat NC State.
Do not talk to me like that.
Oh, I got mine. I got my upset.
Who is it?
Right here.
VMI's going to beat Virginia. Yeah, there you go, Dimitri. VMI's going to beat Virginia. Yeah.
Well, VMI can
that
score
way,
at
Ben,
least,
you
and they can
smash
hit.
that panic button.
I don't know if Virginia knows how to hit yet.
All in on VMI.
All right, keep
Oh
going.
boy, Old Dominion automatic. Old Dominion dub in the jungle
Why? Why do you say that?
because they always play well in East Carolina.
You do not know that.
I just made it up.
That was a lie. We don't know. I don't even know if they've ever played there.
Bro, they play each other every
This
year,
podcast
man.
is
What are you
bad.
talking about? All right.
UNCW
Wilmington
Coastal is a big game. Yep, big game. Anything else?
Southern Miss, Ole Miss, Swayze.
Ooh, that's a good game too.
I heard there's rain in the forecast around the 5th inning.
Good inside joke there. Let's
Ooh,
see.
I like this one. I kind of like this one. Tennessee Tech at Vandy.
Charleston versus Georgia Southern's good.
FAU UCF.
Mercer will lose to Florida A&M in the midweek. They always do.
Oh yeah, and then we run 5 miles the next morning.
Yep, happens every year. Stetson will beat Florida.
Hey, I need to see something. Stetson disappointed me this weekend.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
a team we did not talk about. They disappointed me this weekend.
Not the Govs.
McNeese, Louisiana. I like that one.
That's a good one. Texas State, Texas A&M.
Are we sleeping on Texas State?
They haven't played a very great schedule.
Not sleeping.
I wouldn't sleep on them.
Oklahoma State, they have a win there, and then they lost 2 out of 3 against Illinois this weekend. Booty butt cheeks.
Ooh, Troy at Mississippi State. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Great
Hey, Nickel. They've been playing well to start the year.
Yeah, Nichols Tulane will be a good one.
Yeah, but
all right, show me Wednesday. Let's see what we got Wednesday.
Nickel swept Little Rock this weekend, Ben.
How is Delaware, Maryland already postponed for Tuesday?
Maryland probably called them and said, "Hey, buddy, we had a long weekend. We don't have enough arms for Tuesday."
Yeah,
I think there's still snow up there.
All right, here we go. Wednesday. Anything that pops out? Georgia at Georgia
Fairleigh
State.
Dickinson.
Yeah, well, I'm locked in. Georgia State will beat Georgia right there at the Bus Barn. Tough place to play. Blue collar place to play.
Liberty Duke.
Liberty's the ACC slayer. They just continuing to beat ACC teams in the midweek. They did it last week with ACC.
Was it last year, 2 years ago, that they beat them in Chapel Hill?
North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, I think
it was 2 years ago.
Ooh, UAB Troy.
That's a good one.
This is a really good one.
Southeastern Louisiana versus the Raging Cajuns. So Arizona and Rice playing against each other in the midweek and then playing in the weekend. Houston College Classic.
Why are they playing in Arlington on Wednesday night?
Because LSU's playing, I think. Isn't LSU playing in Frisco this weekend? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Dallas Baptist, LSU.
Kansas State.
Dallas Baptist, LSU in Arlington. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be cameras this time for Dallas Baptist.
Hopefully they stream it properly.
Oh, okay. I got an upset pick for everybody. Abilene Christian will beat Oklahoma State in Claiborne. The Claiborne Rail Riders, I think, the minor league team.
Cleburne. Oh yeah, I played there.
Abilene Christian's going to win that game against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, but I'm really liking this Dallas Baptist LSU game. But I hate baseball games at Globe Life. I don't like it. I don't like the stream. I don't like the broadcast. I don't like how empty it feels. Play somewhere else.
Hey, Ben. Dallas Baptist LSU Wednesday.
Club Omaha.
First Club Omaha of the year.
And we also have – there was another big game, wasn't there?
I mean, you've got this game at 8 o'clock. You've got
Liberty Duke.
No, that's too early.
4. Georgia State.
I said we do it.
Abilene, Oklahoma State. You better hope that game. All right. I mean, you could do that one. UAB Troy is 7. Beautiful.
Yeah, Southeastern versus Lafayette. Florida Gulf Coast, Miami.
Let's do it. We're so
Yeah,
back.
Arizona State, UCLA,
So
not bad
back.
at all. Yeah, that's a good slate.
Yeah. Dugout. Beware.
Would you
We're
rather
back.
do it
All right.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Let's just do a 48-hour stream. Do both.
Say less.
All right, here we go. Let's get our
All right, we're
six-week
picking
series.
our 6-weekend series. This is always fun because we're going to yell at each other, guaranteed.
Here we go.
Not me. I'm
Here
a
we go.
sleepy
We haven't
kitty.
seen anything yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing. Because I already know the Miami, Florida is this weekend. Liberty, UNC, Wilmington.
You're going way too fast. My eyes cannot keep up.
What do you mean? I'm going
So Liberty,
slow.
UNCW. Haven't we already used those teams both this year?
Yeah, we're probably not going to be able to take that one.
No.
All right, here. This is where the good series start to show up.
All right, slow down. You're going way too fast.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
No.
Say it with your chest. Uh-huh. If you love St. Bonnie's so much, you want to do ODU and St. Bonnie's?
I'm down.
Ew.
Dude, there are no good series here.
Dude.
No, they're coming, man. They're coming. You
Let's
remember
go
we looked.
ugly.
It's coming. Xavier, Stanford. Nah, we can't do Xavier again. Yep, Miami.
You're going way too fast, dude. I cannot keep up. I'm pulling it up on my own tab.
Xavier Stanford, that'd be a fun one. Get Sasaki his first ever weekend series pick'em debut.
Bro, I'm going so
Miami,
slow.
Florida.
UCF at South Florida. What do we think about that one?
UCF South Florida, I do like that. I will say UCF South Florida is a good one.
What about Miami, Florida?
Yes.
Definitely.
Miami at Florida. Ben, do we want to do a little Cajun broil McNichols?
Oh, how about Southern Miss TCU?
I don't see that. Where is that?
Is that a whole
Oh,
weekend?
South Carolina Clemson is this weekend too?
Yep.
Oh, heck yeah. All right, we got some good ones. All right.
The Palmetto State.
I was doubting. Yeah, you were just going too fast.
No, I wasn't, dude. I was not going too fast.
Jack, was he going too fast?
Lightning speed. I'm not going to lie, the last 20 minutes been on like a 5-second delay. So I've been struggling so hard.
Ben, what do you think about Nichols and McNeese?
Yes. Oh, how about Louisiana Lafayette, UC Irvine? We've already done those teams, but golly, that's a good series.
Or is it Lafayette? Is it Louisiana at Irvine, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's 6 right there. We're done. We don't have any more. We don't have room.
Done.
But we're like repeating teams. I'm trying to get new teams in here.
I know, which is why McNeese and Nichols is a decent one.
Okay, but we're repeating Liberty, UNCW, South Florida again, Southern Miss, TCU again, Louisiana, Irvine again. These are the same teams. We really just need these teams to schedule better. That's all.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
How about Grand Canyon at Texas State? Are we in or out on that?
Love it.
But who are you going to replace?
Haven't done either of those.
Or how about Indiana at Stetson? Or let's see who else we got here.
I mean, okay, hold on. Miami at Florida, automatic lock. South Carolina, Clemson, automatic lock. UCF, South Florida. We have to do that series. It's a great series.
Okay, I agree.
That's 3 locked. Southern Miss, TCU. We have to do that one too, right?
Yeah.
That's 4. Do we have to do? I think Irvine smacks Louisiana.
No, I don't know about that. Louisiana looked really good.
We didn't even mention that. Louisiana won 2 out of 3 against Nebraska this weekend.
Yeah.
Totally skipped over that.
The Huskers are good. I just think it means Louisiana better.
Well, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
I guess just let's do that 6, but I hate repeating the same teams over and over again.
All right, then why don't we do McNeese and Nichols instead of Liberty, UNC, Wilmington?
Okay.
I think people who appreciated Nichols McNeese series. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Because we're going to keep Louisiana at Irvine, right?
I think we have to. That's such a good series.
It is. All right. So, Ben, Jack, you make the final call. Nichols and McNeese or Liberty at Wilmington?
McNeese. Let's get weird. McNeese.
There it is. Those are our 6 series. Ben, read them out.
You read them out. I haven't been paying attention.
Yes,
I've
you
been
have.
looking for other series.
Read them out.
I don't have them in front of me. You have them in front of you.
All right. Miami at Florida. Central Florida at South Florida. Southern Miss at TCU. South Carolina, Clemson at Clemson, whatever. They play all over the place. Louisiana at UC Irvine. Nichols at McNeese.
I'm going 6-0. I'm going 6-0.
All right. Well, I have no more. I don't want to talk anymore. I'm over this.
All right, cool. Well, let's just end the episode there. Hour and 15 minutes. Perfect. Jack needs to go night-night. I need to go night-night. Dimitri, it's like 7 o'clock over there, so you can stay up and do whatever you want to do. But we will be back maybe for the midweek. Should be fun. And at the very least, we'll have another podcast before the weekend making our picks. So appreciate everybody there. We'll be back later this week. Have fun. Bye.